Nearly a decade after BTS first rose to global superstardom, the group continues to be the heartbeat of HYBE Corporation. While the entertainment giant has made significant strides in expanding its portfolio through new idol groups, global acquisitions, and even ventures outside music, industry analysts reveal that BTS remains the single most influential driver of HYBE's revenue and global recognition. According to recent financial reports, HYBE's overall revenue streams have become more diverse in recent years. The company has invested in emerging K-pop acts such as New Jeans, Les Seraphim, and Boy Next Door, while also acquiring stakes in international labels like Ithaca Holdings in the US and promoting Western artists including Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. Additionally, HYBE has expanded into non-music ventures such as gaming, lifestyle products, fan engagement platforms like Weverse, and even the growing AI-driven content sector. Yet, despite these efforts, BTS remains the centerpiece of HYBE's global brand identity. Analysts note that merchandise sales, streaming numbers, concert films, and even military service-related news from BTS members continue to dominate both media attention and financial performance. A recent report highlighted that BTS-related content accounts for over 60% of engagement on HYBE's fan platform, Weverse, underscoring their irreplaceable role. HYBE has done an impressive job building a diversified entertainment ecosystem, said Professor Kim Ji-hoon, a cultural studies expert at Seoul National University. But no other act has come close to BTS in terms of cultural power, fan loyalty, and global reach. HYBE knows that, and investors know that too. With BTS currently serving in the military and scheduled to reunite in 2026 with a new album and world tour, expectations are sky high. Industry watchers predict that the group's comeback will not only revitalize HYBE's revenue streams, but could also set new global records in the post-pandemic live music industry. Still, the company faces a delicate balancing act, preparing for a sustainable future beyond BTS while maximizing the group's immense influence. HYBE must navigate the fine line between leveraging BTS's brand power and ensuring that their other artists and businesses can stand on their own, said Kim. For now, BTS's shadow looms large, and HYBE seems content to let it guide the way. While BTS's influence is undeniably powerful, HYBE's dependence on the group presents both opportunities and risks. Financial experts argue that such reliance on a single act can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, BTS guarantees massive global engagement, stable revenue from music sales, brand collaborations, and concert tours. On the other, any disruption, such as military service, controversies, or even a temporary hiatus, can cause significant fluctuations in HYBE's market value. Indeed, this was evident when BTS announced their mandatory military enlistments in 2022 and 2023. HYBE's stock price dipped sharply in the immediate aftermath, reflecting investor concerns about the company's short-term revenue prospects. Though the company quickly reassured shareholders with new projects and the promise of BTS's eventual reunion, the incident highlighted the volatility that comes with relying on one mega act. HYBE has attempted to mitigate this risk by nurturing its newer groups. Acts like New Jeans and Les Seraphim have gained traction, particularly in younger demographics, and have seen strong album sales, global tours, and brand endorsements. Yet, even combined, these groups do not match the monumental cultural impact and financial draw of BTS. Moreover, HYBE's investments in gaming, Web3 projects, and artificial intelligence-driven music experiences are still in their infancy. While promising, these ventures have yet to show the consistent profitability and global resonance that BTS delivers. Market observers point out that BTS's scheduled comeback in 2026 is a key factor stabilizing HYBE's stock performance. Investors are eagerly anticipating a surge in revenue once the group reunites for a new album and world tour. Some predict that the group's return could spark one of the largest global music events in recent history, comparable to the record-breaking impact of their Map of the Soul and Permission to Dance eras. However, this also reinforces the perception that HYBE's long-term financial security is intertwined with BTS's activities, raising concerns about whether the company can thrive independently of the group in the decades ahead. Experts suggest that HYBE must accelerate efforts to build a diversified talent roster and strengthen its non-music ventures. This includes pushing its younger groups onto bigger international stages, expanding Weverse as a dominant global fan platform, and making strategic partnerships beyond the entertainment industry. Nevertheless, HYBE is unlikely to distance itself from BTS anytime soon. Instead, the company appears set on amplifying the group's global influence while gradually laying foundations for the future. As 2026 approaches, one thing is clear: BTS remains not only the pride of HYBE, but also its most vital lifeline.
Beyond numbers and market shares, BTS's enduring power comes from its fandom, ARMY. Fans have long been recognized not just as supporters, but as an active force driving BTS's cultural dominance. Even during the group's military hiatus, ARMY has kept BTS trending on social media, organizing global streaming events and ensuring that every new solo project by a member receives immense attention. For many ARMYs, HYBE's reliance on BTS is not a surprise. It is a reflection of the trust and love millions have for the group. BTS isn't just a band, they are a movement, said Maria Lopez, a fan from Mexico City. It makes sense that HYBE depends on them because BTS created the foundation of the company's success. But I do hope HYBE also invests more in other artists so they can shine without being compared to BTS. This sentiment is echoed across fan communities online, where discussions often center on the balance between celebrating BTS's dominance and supporting HYBE's new acts. Many fans express pride in BTS's role as trailblazers, while also acknowledging the pressures placed on the group to carry the weight of an entire corporation. Another dimension that reinforces BTS's importance is their influence beyond the entertainment industry. The group has been cultural ambassadors, working with the United Nations, UNICEF, and global brands such as Louis Vuitton and Samsung. Their impact spans mental health advocacy, youth empowerment, and cross-cultural diplomacy, making them irreplaceable in HYBE's portfolio. Analysts argue that even if HYBE successfully builds other lucrative businesses, no other group is likely to replicate the social and political influence BTS commands. The cultural capital of BTS is something that goes far beyond album sales, explained Dr. Lee Hae-jen, a media analyst in Seoul. They represent hope, diversity, and resilience on a global scale. That's not something easily manufactured by a company strategy. As the countdown to BTS's reunion in 2026 intensifies, expectations are soaring. Fans anticipate record-breaking tours, new music that redefines the global soundscape, and perhaps even groundbreaking collaborations. HYBE, meanwhile, faces the daunting task of ensuring that BTS's return not only reignites the market, but also paves the way for a sustainable future for its entire ecosystem. Industry insiders estimate that BTS's full group comeback in 2026 could generate unprecedented revenue, not only for HYBE, but also for the broader music and live entertainment industry. Based on past data, BTS's 2019 Love Yourself, Speak Yourself stadium tour generated over $100 million in ticket sales in just 20 shows. Analysts suggest that a 2026 world tour, likely spanning multiple continents and larger venues, could surpass $1 billion in total revenue, rivaling the earnings of mega acts like Taylor Swift and Beyoncé. HYBE's market valuation is also expected to experience a sharp rise once official comeback details are announced. Financial analysts from Seoul-based investment firms predict that HYBE's stock could see a surge of 30 to 40% in the months leading up to BTS's album release and tour, as investor confidence strengthens. Merchandise sales, streaming spikes, and licensing deals tied to the comeback are projected to add hundreds of millions to HYBE's bottom line. The influence of BTS extends far beyond HYBE's financial sheets. A new BTS tour is expected to revitalize local economies, particularly in cities hosting concerts. Hotels, airlines, restaurants, and tourism boards in locations like Los Angeles, London, and Tokyo are already preparing for a BTS boom, mirroring past events where entire cities reported spikes in revenue during BTS's visits. Streaming platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music also anticipate massive traffic surges when new BTS music drops, with many predicting another round of record-breaking releases. In addition, fashion and luxury brands are lining up in hopes of securing collaborations with BTS during their return, given the group's track record of driving global consumer trends. While the projected financial windfall from BTS's return is enormous, experts caution that HYBE cannot afford to rely solely on this super event. The company's long-term stability hinges on transforming the momentum from BTS's comeback into sustainable growth across its artist roster and non-music ventures. Still, the 2026 BTS comeback is being framed as a cultural and financial reset button for HYBE, a chance not only to reaffirm its dominance in the K-pop industry, but also to cement BTS as one of the most influential acts in music history. As excitement builds, the world waits for what could be the most monumental reunion in pop culture. For HYBE, the message is clear. The future may hold diversification, but the present and the biggest part of tomorrow still belongs to BTS.